Hiya, welcome to Craftwerk. I'm Ruthie and today I'm back with another pattern review, and this time it's the very popular True Bias Nikko top. But before we go into that, I want to talk to you quickly about the jewellery that I'm wearing and styling with the Nikko tops today, because it's by Ana Luisa Jewellery, who are very kindly sponsoring this video. Ana Luisa is a jewellery brand based in New York, and if you've seen very many of my videos, you may have noticed that I'm a little bit of a magpie for jewellery. I love statement and unique pieces, but recently my tastes have got a little bit more refined, particularly for work. Even though I'm just going to work, I still like to wear nice jewellery and feel a little bit special, and that's exactly what Ana Luisa is for me. It's everyday luxury, which is their tagline, and it really epitomises what it is. So it's incredibly high quality, with lots of the pieces using 14 karat gold. It's designed by incredible designers, some of which have worked with Louis Vuitton and Gucci, and each piece is individually handcrafted, so they have really sustainable and responsible practices. And of course it is somewhat reflected in the price, but it's nowhere near as expensive as you would expect, and you can read more about their pricing on their website. They're really transparent about all the processes. So obviously I'm really pleased that they sent me 3 pieces as well. So I'm wearing the Seke mismatch earrings, which I just love. They feel like good quality heavy, but not so heavy that they would drag your earlobes down or be uncomfortable to wear. This is the Maya necklace, so it's like a moulded coin shape. It's just gorgeous, and I think it really works very well with my new Nikko top. And then you may have noticed this gorgeous gold ring, which is the Adele cocktail ring. It's quite small, so I'm wearing it on my little finger, but you can get different sizes, of course, so you can go and check that out in the link down below. And on top of that, I can offer you a discount. These feel like really staple pieces of jewellery that I can wear pretty much every day and feel really special, which for me is what I'm looking for more and more in my handmade wardrobe as well. So back to the Nikko top. Now you may have seen that I self-drafted a kind of similar top, a sleeveless turtleneck, a little while back. And in that video I did mention the Nikko top as a suggestion if you did want to use a pattern. So it might be a little bit surprising that I ended up going with the Nikko top when perhaps I could have self-drafted something similar. It's true. However, sometimes you just don't have the time or inclination to draft, and sometimes it is better to leave it to the professionals. As much as I love that top, it is a different thing and it doesn't have the same quality of drafting. I'm not quite up to the standard of the True Bias pattern drafters. And I absolutely love True Bias, as you know. I always find their patterns really on trend, fashionable. They tend to suit me. The drafting is always really top quality, and the instructions are so good. So I took the plunge and bought the Nikko top pattern. It's also a dress pattern, and it's made for jersey, so it's a knit pattern. If you haven't worked with knits before, this is quite a good starting block. Although because it is quite fitted, you need something with a lot of stretch. So I made a size 12 in this. I find that True Bias patterns tend to be quite true to size, and I tend to go for a size 12 on most things. I maybe could have gone a little bit smaller. Now bear with me on this, because obviously this looks pretty tight. But on some of my other fabrics, there's a lot less recovery. So I'm definitely going to have to take them in a little bit. I'll talk about the fabric a little bit more in a minute. But as you can see, the pattern is aimed to be quite a basic staple piece. It's a jersey pattern. You've got the dress option, you've got a sleeveless option, or long sleeved options. And it's, as I say, it's such a simple pattern. It would definitely be one of those ones you could use as a starting point to really hack and play around with as well. I got the PDF, but it is available in printed format. So fabric wise, I've made 2 in organic cotton jerseys and 1 in a bamboo stretch. So first of all, the organic cotton jerseys. The first one I bought was the striped one, and I bought that as a kind of wearable toile fabric, which I got from Rolls and Rems in Lewisham. Sorry, they don't have an online store. And I was quite surprised to see it there. So I nabbed it as quickly as I could, and their prices are really reasonable. So I think it was about £4.50 a metre, which for an organic cotton jersey is, yeah, a bit of a steal. So I think I'll probably go back and get the other colours because they had a few different options. But I went with a basic grey and white stripe. So that was my toile fabric. Stupidly, I didn't pre-wash it because I was in a bit of a hurry and I thought it would be okay. It has shrunk a little bit, but not to the point where I can't wear it. So yeah, I'm just about okay with that, but learnt my lesson. Well, I say that, but that's not the first time I've made that mistake, so chances are I will get impatient again and do it again. I don't recommend it, not a good idea, but it hasn't worked out too badly this time. The only thing is the sleeves are a little bit short now, but I just wear them kind of pulled up a little bit so that it looks intentional. Difficult to do a stripe for a toile, I think, for the first time that you make a pattern. I haven't quite worked out pattern matching, but that's maybe something that I will work on in the future. I don't particularly mind stripes being off a little bit. I don't know, I feel like that is such a terrible thing to say. And I know lots of people are always kind of criticising high street stores and stuff for their bad pattern matching. I tried, it didn't really work out. And it's quite tough because you do have to like stretch and ease certain parts of the pattern. So if you've got a stripe like I've got, it's, yeah, a little bit difficult to really make the stripe matching completely accurate on the whole top. But as I say, I don't really mind. I think it's easier when you've got a small stripe like that to sort of overlook bad stripe matching. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. The second fabric that I made one with is this ribbed organic cotton jersey, which is from Ray Stitch. That was a lot more expensive at about £16 a metre, I think. This one actually is probably the one that is my least favourite. It's definitely stretched out the most. The fabric doesn't have a huge amount of recovery, but it does the job. It's really nice. I do need to go back and make it a little bit smaller because, as I say, it has just stretched quite a lot and its recovery just doesn't seem to be quite there. So again, another lesson learned, but it's a really good basic top. I really needed a like long sleeved white or kind of off-white creamy top to have in my wardrobe. It goes with so many things. And finally I made this one, which is by far my favourite and probably one of my favourite pieces in my wardrobe in general. I wear it so much. I'm sad when it's in the wash. And it is just so nice and easy to wear. There's barely anything in my wardrobe that it doesn't go with. And this is a bamboo jersey, again from Ray Stitch, again £16 a metre. It's definitely worth it. It's a really, really nice feel. If you haven't felt a bamboo stretch before, then you need to get your hands on some because it is so soft and so nice. Bamboo as well has the potential to be a much more sustainable fabric than cotton because it uses less water to make, and it also is a lot sturdier in terms of the plant, so it doesn't need pesticides. Unfortunately, the production of it isn't quite following those rules, but bamboo could be a fibre that we use in order to become more sustainable with our clothing production. So yeah, this fabric I highly recommend, and I will be buying it in every colour going because it's just gorgeous. And yeah, I love wearing this top. So onto the pattern. It's really simple. If you haven't made something from a jersey before, then this could be a great starting point. The instructions are true to True Bias form and super, super easy to follow. They really hold your hand and yeah, make it really understandable. There's also a sew along online, which again makes it much easier. It's constructed exactly how I would construct a top like this. It's constructed exactly how you would expect. It uses clear elastic in the shoulder seams in order to stabilize them and just ensure that they don't stretch or anything like that. And otherwise, yeah, very straightforward, simple and sensible instructions for a top like this. I think it's incredibly well drafted. I haven't made any fit changes, and I really love how the polar neck sits on the neck, especially in this fabric. It's, for me, absolutely perfect, and it doesn't feel too tight, nor is it too loose. Although on my other two it is a little bit looser, but again that's partly because the fabric doesn't have as much recovery as this one does. So there's not a huge amount to say about this pattern. I definitely will make the dress version at some point. I will make the sleeveless version at some point, and I'm definitely going to make loads more of the long sleeve version because it's all I want to wear. It's absolutely perfect for me, especially for work in the office, and yeah. If you've been thinking about this pattern, I highly recommend it. I realised there are a few other patterns that are similar, and I did self-draft something that wasn't too dissimilar, particularly to the sleeveless version. So you could go with this one, or you could go with another pattern. If you haven't made something similar or something out of jersey before, then definitely True Bias tends to be a little bit simpler or more thorough on the instructions than, for example, Named Clothing, that expect you to have some experience even with their beginner patterns. But I can't really speak for their like similar top to this, which is the Powler, I think it is. I can't really speak to that because I haven't made it, so I'm sure it's just as good and it doesn't really matter which one you choose, but definitely I can categorically recommend the Nikko top by True Bias. And the reason I chose that as well is because I tend to find that True Bias drafting fits me quite often out the packet. I tend to find that the True Bias sizing and drafting tends to suit my body shape, and you get to know which like indie companies and which pattern companies have that drafting for a similar body shape to you, if that makes sense. And True Bias is always like a pretty safe bet for me. But I would love to know if you've made any of the other patterns or the Nikko top, and what your thoughts are on the difference between them, if there is a difference, and whether we really need all of these different options for it. I'm not sure we do, and definitely choosing, it's, yeah, very, very difficult, but I'm glad that True Bias did the Nikko top because it's worked out pretty well for me, and I might not have considered the Powler top. Or perhaps I'm completely wrong and they are completely different. Let me know what you think in the comments below, because I really love hearing from you. If I don't reply to all of them, then I'm so sorry. It's just because I'm incredibly busy, but I do read every single comment. So yeah, I really look forward to hearing from you on those. Don't forget, you can use my discount code for the Ana Luisa jewellery, and that is Ruth10. The link is down below. And thanks again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video and for my lovely, lovely jewellery that I will absolutely cherish. But that's it from me today. I hope you have a wonderful week, couple of weeks. Hopefully it won't be too long until my next video. But if you want to be the first to know, then you can subscribe and hit that bell if you want notifications about when the next video is out. Otherwise, obviously, I will post about it on Instagram and Facebook as well, so make sure you're following me there, and you can sign up to my newsletter on my website. And that's it from me today. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!